welcome to BU Bijou. Today we're going to be doing a Zentangle ink tangle called Ambler. So I'm going to just be using a black Micron 01, a graphite pencil, and a Tortillion, and of course a Bijou tile. So taking a moment to get comfortable, get your supplies, preparing your space however that works for you, and taking a moment to connect with your breath and offer gratitude and appreciation. We're going to get right to it today. I'm going to flip my tile over, grab my pencil, and I do want to do corner dots today. So I'm going to draw some corner dots and then create that border that we can honor with our tangling within this square that we're drawing on our bijou today. That's about all we're going to do today. I'm not going to draw a string. This tangle itself can become a string. So I'm going to open my pen and get started. I think I'm going to start at the far left where there's a space that's about as high as I want this tangle to be, and then I'll decide if I want to fill it in as we get going. So Ambler starts, it's basically like a square or rectangular spiral. So you draw these lines that just, it's one continuous line that continues. Like that. And then you leave a little bit of space. Up to you how much you leave. You can connect it really close, or maybe you leave a space approximately the same width as your spiral, so to speak. And you can make these a little more square or a little more rectangular. I find this is a tangle that I enjoy drawing pretty slow. Loosening the grip on my pen and just allowing it to flow onto the tile. So I did this at an angle on this tile. If you wanted to be a little more like geometric or patterned in a uniform way, you could start at the top left and you work your way into the tile. I'm going to allow this to go off the page. Whoops, I forgot to. Which sometimes can make my brain hurt a little bit because I'm drawing a continuous spiral. And then I am going to complete this over here, which is really just going to look like a series of lines. And then that's one row. Maybe coming the other way, maybe I'll do one going straight across. Then it'll go underneath here, and maybe these I make a little bit more square. Okay, so if I do these a little more square, and more straight across, I'm going to do this as one full unit, so as if it's not like this space in between, it can't go into there. I made that one shorter, that's okay. And so let's just say there's one coming out here. You can see I often when I do this one, I'm not super consistent. I have to put a lot of, I have to think really hard to get it really consistent. So that's kind of cool to layer them. Maybe I will do one more just coming off of here. So like there's 3 sort of rows of this Ambler. Maybe this one starts here, kind of tucks behind there. right up against the edge on that one. And I think I'm going to call that good so that we can play with shading a little bit on this one. So you could choose a side of these individual rectangles and squares that you drew and just pick one side and shade it. So if I did that, it would look like this. I'll do that on this one. If I shade the right side of every Ambler, it's going to look like this. Take my Tortillion. I'm actually going to turn the tile so that I can pull this toward the center, but I want it darkest at the edge. Like that, so that how you can see how it looks like it's maybe coming from one side. The other thing you could do is maybe right where it's over these, you draw a little shading so it looks like it's going over the top. You could do along the whole edge, but I think I'm just going to do this where it's crossing. If you do the whole edge, that would give it a different look. So you could try that as well. And then on these ones, I think maybe I will do the whole edge as if they're like floating on top of the floor, so to speak, the floor that is the white tile. I feel like there would be just a little bit here. As I'm doing this, it just feels like there's an empty spot like this. It's such a simple little subtle thing, but it looks incomplete without it. So I added it. And then we'll do that same thing on this one. Maybe I'll leave a little bit of a space between it here. This side. Just to give you an idea of the different ways you can shade and what that might look like. And then I'm going to also just use the border and take my Tortillion and give it some smudging to just give it some fading out. And then it's a matter of which direction you want the tile to go. I kind of like it like that. And then there's this little spot over here for me to put my chop. My chop is an M with a little heart. And then on the back, we'll put our date, sign it. I do it different every time as to which order I do that. And then the tangle is called Ambler, A-M-B-L-E-R. And this is our YOU Bijou series. Thanks for joining me today. And then we get to have gratitude and appreciation again. Bye, have a great day.